Hi, my name is Avi Izor, and I'm an independent filmmaker.
When you run the largest film studio in the country, you don't have a lot of time to pay attention to the underdogs. You got to focus on what matters most, the bottom line.
If you look at independent cinema, a lot of it is based on life experience. Clerks, Slacker, Spike Lee films, even a Serbian film, while it was depraved, was based on the director's personal views regarding his country.
Who wants to live the life of a single nobody? When we're making films, we focus on what everybody wants, what the people are talking about, and then we exploit the hell out of it.
The director is letting the audience live their lives through the medium of cinema. Same thing with me. If I have a good day, I make an uplifting film. If I have a bad day, I make a depressing, dreary film. We need more personal films. Let's face it, Hollywood is running out of ideas.
Everyone's saying that Hollywood's run out of ideas. They're wrong. The Earth has been around for billions of years and counting. That's a lot of source material to choose from. There's some great stories in early cave paintings. It's going to be a long time till we run out of ideas.
I don't need big budgets or high-end equipment to tell a good story. I use whatever I can get my hands on.
We use focus groups, market research analysis. We look at the Facebook pages of random teenagers. Anything to determine what's cool.
The world is a movie set. If you have a location, you should be able to use it. It looks far more real than anything that Hollywood could ever build.
If you have the money, you make the set. For locations, everyone knows Times Square is a great place to film. Plenty of people, plenty of interiors, endless product placement if you want it. And you know what? If you're doing a disaster film with all the businesses and people there, it's a great place to blow up.
Sometimes someone will get me all pissed off, and I'll think about all the horrible things I like to do to that guy. But then, rather than keep the negative energy inside me, I'll put it towards making a psychological horror film or a splatter film. People want intelligent art, and that comes from the mind.
The first rule of the film industry is know your audience. If your audience is children, you take a few successful kids' movies, change the characters a little bit, give it a new coat of paint, you're golden. They're children, they're not going to notice. But if you want their parents to go, you have to have a PG rating. So they're going to be compelled to sit with the kids. That sells more tickets. The best way to do it is make sure you have rude humor. If there's a poop joke or a fart joke, you get the rating. I mean, I don't understand it. It's something we all do every day, but for some reason, if it's in the movie, parents get offended.
I'm not afraid to shock people. The world's a scary place. It's not just entirely filled with sunshine and flowers. It can be graphic. It can offend people. But the MPAA is screwing independent filmmakers by enforcing tighter restrictions on offensive and graphic content than the big-budget Hollywood studios. Violence I can understand, but the MPAA is cracking down on the F word most frequently, though if you look at the average high school bus and listen, it's filled with F words. Your kid is going to be exposed to it whether they like it or not.
It's the MPAA's job to restrict kids from seeing or hearing offensive content. It's not our fault if kids and teens are exposed to bad language while on the school bus. It's the parents who didn't drive them. Kids get exposed because they have bad parents.
Sex is an extremely touchy subject because if you have sex in movies for real, it's automatically restricted to adults. But it's the same situation. Your teens are being taught sex ed classes in high school, and above all, sex is the reason people exist and the reason people continue existing, and it really just doesn't make sense.
We restrict films with explicit sex for a reason. If we did explain sex to kids, what would we tell them? They've been around for a year longer than they think because they've spent that time in their mommy's stomach? Not to mention that part where they were actually two separate organisms and converged into one. It's not our job. The point is, the MPAA rates the films based on its beliefs, regardless of what filmmakers think, or money, or studio negotiations.
These days, it's really easy for people to get their work seen. You've got YouTube and the internet video streaming sites. I tried to get my work in independent film festivals because it just feels good to have my films judged by a group of people who share the same views on cinema as I do. And there's also a lot of people in independent film festivals who are trying to find films to distribute, and I'm always hoping I'll get lucky. Hello? Oh, yeah, it's me. Really? You want how much? Oh, yeah, that's great. Okay, I'll keep in touch. We'll discuss it later. IFC just bought my film. They're going to put it in theaters. This is what I'm talking about. I'm hoping my story can prove that the underdog can still get acknowledged in today's cutthroat industry. My beliefs can encourage people to make intelligent works of art and not the same formulaic crap we keep seeing in theaters nowadays.
I remember when I was an independent filmmaker. After I hit it big, though, everybody wanted me to direct their films. As years went by, I started to see the true glory of the studio system. Easy money. With the right audience, some big names attached, you can pretty much put out anything, and it'll sell. At least, that's what I believe, and I stick to my beliefs. You know what, kid? When you get out of school, why don't you give me a call? Maybe we can do something